Hey everybody, it's Lee, and this is Let Us Say It For You. All right, you guys. So tonight, this episode is for the week that I missed last week, and I missed it last week because I was going to Jamaica, and I went. I had a fantastic time. Shout out to Dee. It's for Dee's 25th birthday. Cancer season is among us. I was also down there. I stayed a little longer because it was my grandma's 84th birthday. My grandmother is a Gemini, which is crazy because I love her. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised. My Gemini history is weird. And I really only have it with two guys. Two of my exes were, one is an ex, one is just a guy I was talking to. And two of them are Geminis, and I guess I get along with them. But I'm surprised that my grandma's a Gemini. That's all I'm saying. But that's my baby. Happy belated to my grandma. It was really nice seeing her. And shout out to Dee. Dee's birthday is coming up on July 1st. So Cancer season is about to be lit. We're about to have a good weekend. So I wanted to talk about April Jones. Yes, like you, happy belated. April Jones and Taye Diggs, right? So April Jones, for those of you who do not know, she is Omarion. I was gonna call her his baby mama, but let me be respectful. She is the mother of Omarion's two children. And Taye Diggs is the actor Taye Diggs, right? My favorite role of him is Stella Got a Groove Back. Terrible fucking Jamaican accent. But move about you don't like me. I don't sometimes, Jody. Maybe not you, right? But it's a few of y'all I cannot stand. So anyway, Taye Diggs. So at first when we saw April Jones and Taye Diggs, we didn't understand. Well, I don't know if y'all didn't, but I just thought they were homies or something. Like somehow maybe they're acting on something. I know she said she wanted to be an actress and a musician once. So I just assumed they were acting or something, but apparently they're together as fuck. And I think they're so cute together. I think April Jones and Taye Diggs look really good together. Somehow they just seem to work. And it seems like they have a very, jovial, fun relationship. I don't know, but every time I see them pop up, I like it. And I talked about April on the podcast back when she was fucking Lil Fizz, her man's bandmate, and I was like, April, that's some wild shit, right? So I was mad at April for that, and then Fizz left my dog, so I felt bad for the bitch, but now she's with Taye Diggs, right? And his money real long, and hopefully his dick was better than Lil Fizz's. Have you guys seen Lil Fizz's penis? I saw it. I don't like it. It looks like it was giving mushroom to me. If you haven't seen Little Fizz's PP, just Google it. Somebody, it's on Twitter. But it's like, it's a slim shaft. I don't want to describe it. It's a slim shaft and a big ass penis. And it's just like a big, it looks like a mushroom. Picture a mushroom just sitting there leaning to the side with a big ass mushroom head. That's what his penis looks like. Very weird. And then, we're all friends here. I was trying to think about what that probably felt like. And it was like, I don't know, because picture it, ladies, like a big old penis head, right? Kind of making its way through there. But then the shaft is like slim. It's like then what? And vaginas are very amazing organs, body parts, whatever. It'll form to fit it, but it's like his penis head was so big and then his shaft was so skinny. I'm serious, Jody, you gotta Google it. If I find it, I'm gonna send it to you so you can just see it. But it's just like, I just didn't care for it. And then I didn't like the way he was jacking. Anyway, I'm happy for April. I'm happy for April and Taye Diggs. I hope this keeps going well for them. When I was looking up stuff before this, before I did the episode, I saw a video of Taye Diggs with Mega, which is their firstborn, the little boy. And Mega was kind of giving him the eye like, nigga, I know you fucking my mom, but Taye Diggs he seems like a nice guy. It seems like a nice situation. So I really hope that works out for her because I hate to see it. And shout out to April because April, she may have made poor decisions, but this be getting some rich niggas. Like the last person she was talking to was Dr. Dre. And I mean, he's a fucking billionaire. So I don't know. What I say about April is maybe she is kind of sleeping around, but she's definitely giving that pussy to people with money. Shout out to April and Taye Diggs. I hope it works out. Verzuz. Please let's talk about the Verzuz. So My homeboy sent me the link for Verzuz because Verzuz was on while I was doing something. I forgot what I was doing. And when I clicked on it, I saw Ray J and Bobby Valentino, and I was like, what the fuck is going on, right? Because I knew it was Mario and Amaria. So I was confused for a good amount of time that the episode, that the live was on, but then I kind of caught on to it. And I think I just saw people in the comments saying it was apparently Ray J and Bobby Valentino versus Sammy and Pleasure P. Now, I am a fan of all four gentlemen. Let me say that. I think out of Ray J, Bobby, Sammy, and Pleasure P, I probably know more Bobby Valentino songs, probably because he was out when I was in high school. So that's when I was going through shit with all these little boys I was dealing with. So I think I probably know more. But you know, let's not sleep on Ray J, right? When Ray J played "Wait a Minute," I lost it. I thought Kim was gonna come out. Oh, wait a minute. That was my song. So shout out to Ray J. And Sammy. Let's go to Pleasure P first. I've always been a moderate, what's the group? Pretty Ricky fan. And again, Pretty Ricky, they're from here. They're from Florida. So I was here when they first came out. I was in middle school, I think, when Pretty Ricky first came out. So I'm a fan, and still, and even if I didn't care for the music, I knew the songs because it was on the radio all the time or at every school dance I went to. So Pleasure P has notoriety, I guess, from that. But Pleasure P as an artist by himself, as he did go off solo, I don't know that much of his shit. I know like Boyfriend Number 2 is a vibe for me. That's probably the only Pleasure P song I actually know the words to and like fuck with. But other than that, not a huge Pleasure P fan, but I think he's a nice guy. Sammy. Now, I see Sammy every time I go to Atlanta. If you know me personally, or a little bit more, I go to Atlanta all the time. I go to Atlanta like a couple times a year. So seeing Sammy on the stage, I was happy for him. And I did know that Sammy could sing. Now, Sammy sang his little, and he little. That's a little ass nigga, right? Sammy like here to me, maybe. I've been this close to him, and I was looking like, damn, he's small as fuck. But he is very attractive. He looks just as good as you see him on the IG and shit. But I loved the voice, right? Of the four of them, obviously, Sammy can sing. I don't think Ray J could ever really sing like that. He is not the Bible. The Bible is Brandy. And you know that bitch can hold. No, I love Brandy. But Sammy sang the fuck out of all them songs. I did not like how aggressive he was being, but I guess it was all in the name of like competition. Oh, that's your man? That's your man, Jody? Okay, shout out to your man. He was singing very good. I thought he sang the fuck out of One Wish, if I'm keeping it a buck. I loved Ray J's behavior. I think Ray J he's made for TV. He's made for social media. Ray J always has viral moments. He's hilarious, right? So the whole experience was weird. I didn't really catch on to what was happening. And I thought maybe Mario versus the Marion was happening on like another thing or something like that. But either way, I think Sammy did fantastic. I guess I would have to say in the Ray J and Bobby versus Sammy and Pleasure P, maybe Ray J and Bobby won. Ray J and Bobby did win because Bobby had more hits. Bobby has more hits. Like we can say what we want to say, but Anonymous and Turn the Page, they're on multiple playlists of mine today. And I'm ready to cry. I'll cry right now. You play Turn the Page. And for Sammy, You Should Be My Girl is one of my favorite songs ever. Like I know it word for word, and I still play that song regularly right now. I don't have any Pleasure Please songs. Boyfriend Number 2 may come up if it ever comes up. But I'm about to get on Mariana in a minute. But yeah, so Sammy has the voice, and Sammy has that song that I like. But I would have to say Bobby Valentino definitely had way more hits. You know, How Did You Get That in Them Jeans? He was on Officer, the Lil Wayne song, we, all that shit. Bobby has more hits, so I definitely think Bobby and Ray J. Bobby mixed with One Wish. And you know, you can say what you want to say about One Wish, but it was the song. So I think they definitely won it. But if we're talking about vocals, Sammy with everybody else on that stage, because they all started singing One Wish at one point, and Ray J was holding his other baby. I know he was sick, but whatever, it was hilarious. All right, so Mario and Amaria. Let me just say for the record, Mario beat the dog shit out of Mario, right? If you feel otherwise, you could just unfollow me now. Mario beat the shit out of Omarion. And let me also continue this rant by saying this. B2K, I used to like Lil Fizz, Little Mushroom Dick. I used to like Mushroom Dick a lot. I had like a light skin phase back then when I was a little kid. I used to really like High Yellow Dude. And so Fizz was my boo. But Omarion was always fine. I never doubted that. But I never thought he could sing. So imagine my surprise when so many people were so surprised that this nigga couldn't sing. He can't sing. When the fuck, who knows Omarion to be a vocalist? And if we go in there, who the fuck know him to be a really good dancer either? Because I don't think he good at that shit either. Omarion did exactly what I expected him to do. Just look fine. He was fine as fuck, but that was it. Like Omarion, he sucked, right? He's a cornball. I wrote my notes. Let me check my notes for y'all get me off. All right. So I put Mario ate his ass up because he did. Omarion can't sing or dance for shit. Omarion's never really been a huge vocalist. Like he's okay. He can hold a note. But I feel like they set him up, putting him against Mario. And I'm also confused about all the people who felt like Omarion was gonna beat Mario ass. How? With what? Like honestly, I couldn't even think of too many songs from either one, but I would say from their beginning stages, meaning Mario's first album and Omarion's B2K days, I know more Mario songs. And I guess to be fair, I am a Mario fan. Like his first album, when he played Come On, I almost cried. I forgot about that song. But I love that song. Come on, baby, baby, come on. Like, and he sang the fuck out of it, right? It's Mario's almost like he could have came out there and sang like Happy Birthday. And he would have still mopped Omarion's ass. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like I don't know what we were expecting, but I'm not surprised when him and his fine ass brother Omarion came out with the watermelons. So for me, it was corny as fuck. It was corny. I don't know, and I know there are women somewhere that probably just felt like, oh Lord, that's so attractive. That's not attractive. I didn't like when his brother did it on IG a couple months ago, and I didn't like when these two grown ass niggas came out there sucking watermelons on stage. Like, and at one point, Omarion was like laying on his back, grinding upwards on the pole. Nigga, get up, stand up, stand up. You look dumb. You look dumb. I just feel like, and what always blows my mind, it's kind of like when Gucci or like Prada comes out with these racist ass ads, and we all say, how did this get past everybody in the room? Nobody in the room felt like this was stupid. The same way we say that, I feel like these niggas talked about a watermelon. And nobody said this was stupid. Nobody said, nah, fam, this ain't it. Nobody said this is not the move. I just feel like it was insane. It was so bad, mixed with his piss poor dancing, mixed with his terrible fucking voice. And then let's talk about brief intermission. Let's talk about Jeremiah. I love Jeremiah, but I also don't feel like his voice is all that. And you can kind of fucking tell. And I can hold a note. Let me say that. I can hold a note. I used to sing better when I was younger. I kind of lost it a little bit, but I can hold a note. Jeremiah gives very much so. He sounds good in the studio. And I kind of felt like maybe he was just trying to not overpower the people on stage. But Jeremiah came out there handing out roses, voice cracking like shit. Mario, it was just so embarrassing. And then I just felt so good for Mario. And I know that's fucked up because I knew Mario was going to sing the fuck out of himself. And he did. He came out there and just demolished it while Omarion had all these tricks. And I do feel like, okay, he knows he had to kind of do what he had to do to put on a show, right? And the fucking outfit changes, very diva-like of him. But it's like, I guess I kind of feel like, Omarion, you fine, but who the fuck do you think you are, my nigga? Like, you know, that's how I felt. I was annoyed. I'm pointing my toes very fiercely. TikTok can see it. I'm upset. This is my upset stance. I felt like he looked ridiculous. I felt like it was dumb. I don't know. I just don't know how that went over his head. And I know, what did he say? what's his name? Mario brought out like the three other guys and was like, these are your background dancers, and or these are your group members. So they did the dance or whatever. And Omarion kept kind of making his comments like, they're my background dancers. I am B2K. Those are my vocals on da. So today, J Boog, that was my mom's favorite. These were little kids, but she was like, I like that one. She thought J Boog was cute, and he was fine. J Boog came out. Y'all go look on the Shade Room or somewhere and see how J Boog dragged Omarion for Phil. He told all the secrets. He was like, nigga, you can't fucking sing. It ain't even you on a lot of them songs. It's some other man, Steve or some shit. I don't know who the fuck Steve is. Some other guy that's really singing a lot of that shit because it's not you. And for you to go around saying your vocals are all the vocals, nigga, you lying. And then Boog kind of read him kind of the same way I feel about him. Like, I think Omarion's attractive. I am very weary of people that be on that whole grand rising and all that shit. I don't like that. I don't like that grand rising shit because I just feel like, nigga, you don't talk like this. You know people who talk like this. Shout out to my homegirl, Sasha. Sasha is the only person I know that would talk like that and it makes sense. What the fuck is Omarion talking about? So even afterwards, he came out of a post and he was like, sorry, I was late. I was doing my photo shoot for Happy Mega, whatever the fuck, doing a photo shoot, and he was like, see you next month. Mario, were you open for me? Like always. It doesn't fucking matter. He can sing you under a table. And honestly, when you come out doing them stupid ass dance moves and them stupid ass outfits and that stupid ass fucking watermelon, it's like Omarion. And honestly, women who still feel like you still fucking why? For what? What you fucking? What you fucking? He's lame. It was just so corny. Everything was so corny. And to me, Mario and Sammy were on the same type of energy because they know they can sing, right? What's his name? Omarion even brought out Tank, and I love Tank. He older, he freaky, and he can sing real good. Love Tank. And Tank is 100%er. If you guys saw his Drink Champs interview. So he does every fucking thing. He writes the song, he composes the song, he makes the beat, he produces the beat, so he brought Tank out, and Tank can hold a note, right? Tank can sing. But it's like, Omarion, you bringing out all these fucking guests and all these fucking antics. And the bottom line is Mario's still dragging your ass for Phil. He's still whooping you to sleep on your stage. So he feels like, he won. I know he doesn't think he did. A few people were like, I'm sure Mario they were sure that Omarion was going to just run away with this. And I just don't understand. How. And I'm interested to see what his reply is to his former bandmates, because the three of them are like, nigga, we've been kicked you out the group. And Boog was like, you were mad because the fans still liked Lil Fizz and me more. And he ain't lying. Right? I liked Fizz, and my mama thought Raz B was not Raz B. My mom thought J Boog was adorable. Even Raz B, he has his own thing. He's been through a lot of shit too. But Omarion always gives off this I'm better than type of persona. And the fact of the matter is, B2K probably was the height of his career. That's what J Boog was saying. The height of your career is when you were with us. And it seems like you're trying so hard to get back there, but you just can't. And he put out a lot of fucking business about all these deals he was trying to sign, and everybody kept turning him down. And this is why your ass isn't doing well. Like, Boog really kind of served him. And he was like, for you to say we were your background dancers, it's like, I don't know. Something about Omarion, as Jamaicans would say, Miss Spirit not take him. So I don't know. I think he got beat. I was very happy for Mario, very happy for Sammy. I hope them showing their vocals like this gives them better opportunities, because when it's all said and done, it's us, the fans of R&B, that get better from this. But Sammy and Mario had me over here like, whoo, I can appreciate a good voice. And them niggas can't stand. Omarion, joke. You and that fucking watermelon, joke. You and them outfits, joke. You and them fucking dancing, joke. I don't want to talk about it. And Chris Brown. So Chris Brown was on Drink Champs. I haven't watched that episode yet. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. But he did say the only person he can kind of see him going against is Usher. Now, if you know me, you know. I've been married to Usher in my mind since I was 6, right? So I am Raymond. I am Mrs. Raymond. And I'm a huge Chris Brown fan too. I can't even, he pissed me off a little bit after all that Rihanna shit. Not even the Rihanna shit, that was bad, but then his antics afterwards were annoying. But I definitely think the nigga has redeemed himself. Rihanna seems to have forgiven him, so fine. And he's very, very, very talented. We cannot deny Christopher. Christopher can fucking, I don't think he's the best singer either. He's straight. I think he's straight, but he's a performer overall, you know. And usually, I think musicians who fall in that great performer category are usually not the best singer. That's why Beyonce's so impressive. That motherfucker can sing and she can dance. And Chloe Bailey, I just watched her perform, fucking amazing. That's why they're so impressive, because they can sing and perform and do backflips and their voices never crack. That's definitely Christopher, right? So we got to do that. And Chris even said, the snippet I saw was that he would want it to be more of a celebration, you know, and paying homage to Usher, because Usher is definitely one of the pioneers. And I love that. I love that. I love that. It's humility. It's respect. I love all of that shit. And Chris did kind of talk his shit a little bit at the end. He was like, I mean, I got hella songs. That's all I'm saying. I got hella songs. And he not lying. He got mad fucking songs. And I think it would be, for Chris to even say this, it makes me feel like he may be open to it. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if Chris and Usher ever decide to do a fucking versus, bitch, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I have a party or something, because I love Usher too much. And I know a lot of Chris songs too, but I know like all Usher shit. So I feel like it would be great. I hope they do decide to do it. Chris kept saying for us to do it, it have to really make sense. It would have to really make sense, which I think is code for it. They're gonna have to pay us a lot of money. So it's okay, Mr. Smith Beast and Mr. Timbaland, just get them their fucking money. I mean, these guys are good. You know, say what you want about Chris, but he's an undeniable talent. And you notice that I'm not defending Usher this much, because what's understood and don't need to be said. You get what I'm saying? Usher is that nigga, okay? I love him. So I really hope that does happen, fingers crossed. But I thought that was very big of him to say that, because Chris was also quoted saying months ago, maybe last year, maybe even 2020, ain't nobody diverse me. I'm me. You know what I'm saying? Chris was talking his shit. And when Usher was brought up, I guess he's probably like, well, bitch, it is Usher. And we all know that Confessions album. We all know that shit. So there you go. All right. Next, Caesar from Black Ink. He another one that I don't fucking get it. I watched Black Ink a little bit, I think. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the show, so I didn't keep up with it. I know he was engaged to Sis, and then they broke up or something. Either way, but Caesar, I never really minded Caesar. The episodes I did see of him, or the things I did see of him, he seemed like a good guy. But then apparently he had this whole debacle with like his daughter. Apparently his daughter and other people, I guess, say he abused his daughter. And nothing ever happened to him for that. And I did also read that apparently the daughter was bullying kids in school, and that's another reason why he must have beat her ass real crazy. I don't know exactly what happened, but apparently the most recent thing was that he must have really yes, I hope so too. He must have really like hurt a dog really bad. And I'm very sensitive to dogs and children. I don't know why, but I think for me, both groups, dogs and children, or I guess I'd say animals and children, pets and children. It's like no matter what I don't know. I don't know if cats are like that. I had a cat. My cat was a bitch. She was a bitch. But the dog was good. And dogs are like, it's like no matter what you do to them, even when they do have abusive owners, those poor fucking dogs just still want to please their owner. You know what I mean? They still got to run behind you because you're all they know. And so I don't know if this was Caesar's dog. I couldn't even watch the video because I knew it was going to have me crying. And I cry really easily, so I didn't watch it, but I read the comments, and like somebody was like, is that blood leaking from the dog, or is that the dog peed? And like my dog, when he used to get excited, he used to pee, and when some dogs get scared, they pee. And so from the comments, it just seems like he really, really hurt that fucking dog, or he was just really aggressive with that dog, and he lost his show. That's it. There's no more Black Ink because of him. And you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck he thought was going to happen from that. And because I didn't watch the video, I don't know exactly how this was recorded or how they know you know, how it looks, but it was enough for VH1 to say we're cutting all ties with him. So now you've lost your whole show because you want to be Mr. Big Bad, I fuck up dogs. You get what I'm saying? I just feel like it's just such a waste. It's such a waste. It's bad for the dog. I don't know if the dog died. I hope the dog didn't die. Goddamn. I hope the dog didn't die. But it's just such a waste. You know what I mean? You made so many people proud. He was doing so well. They were saying that because this season was almost wrapped up, it's not going to interfere with anything. But now you done lost all your shit because you're abusing dogs. And it's like, my nigga, have you never heard of motherfucking Michael Vick? Michael Vick. They locked his ass up. I don't know for how. Alexa, how long was Michael Vick incarcerated?
Here's something I found on the web. According to NPR.org, former star quarterback Michael Vick walked out of a federal prison today after serving 19 months for bankrolling a dogfighting operation.
19 months. So, and then just see what that did to his career after that. I don't know if he went back. I don't follow sports as much, but now that's one of the things Michael Vick is known for. And even in the comments, I just kept seeing, oh, they about to Michael Vick him. They about to Michael Vick him. So I just feel like it's just such a waste. And I just feel like black men. I'm talking to y'all. If we feel like they, right, whoever they may be, the white man, another man, whatever, if we feel like they want us locked up and poor and broke and dead anyway, do not fucking give them reason and ammo to do it. That's dumb. And I'm sure he did. And what's so more fucked up about that? I said, I don't know how this was recorded. I don't know if this was like a security camera or if somebody was on the side recording him. I don't know. But it does beg the question, if you did all this shit in front of somebody or on camera or whatever, what the fuck do you do otherwise? You know what I mean? It just says a lot about him. And he did come out with his apology like everybody does once they fuck up. And he was like, it's a mistake. I'm not that guy. And it's like, well, it's really hard. It's hard to defend that when apparently there's fucking 4K video of you being that guy. You know what I mean? So, you know, sorry, Caesar, or not sorry, you lost your shit because it's just the ignorance. It was just so dumb. And now, and not even just that, there are so many people that I'm sure are employed with his show. So like, what fucking happens now? Because we still got Ryan fine ass, you know, he ain't shit either. But he on the other black ink. So now is Ryan the only black ink, you know, situation that they have? I don't know, but you've cost so many people their jobs. It's like, to be a boss, like he loves to say, I've seen the preview for the episodes many times. When you a boss, you move like a boss. Okay, bitch. Well, you done beat up a dog, and now you're not a boss no more. Right? Now you're just that. And the last time I watched it, Donna was on the show. So it's Donna that must have snitched on him and was like, this nigga be killing dogs or something. I don't know. But either way, you lost everything now out of ignorance. So I just hope that's a lesson to niggas everywhere. If they don't want us to be great, stop giving them reasons to take greatness away from us. You know what I mean? It's just ignorant. And I know it doesn't matter what I say, what you say, what Sally say, whatever say. There's nobody beating him up more than he's beating up himself. And there you go. You play super games, you win super prizes, now you lost your shit. Good luck. Next, Safaree and Erica Mena. All I want to say about this is Erica posted some screenshots of the text messages he was sending. Now, you know me, I'm a proud Jamaican woman and I love my people, but our men are something else. Something. Shit, the women kind of, we something else too, but the shit Safaree was saying to this woman and the messages, right? I was like, Erica. So when I read it, all I said was, bitch, every time you post that you was gonna give Safaree a chance, it was me and 90 other fucking Jamaican women in the comments telling her, bitch, don't do it. Don't do it. I know the dick is huge, but don't do it. You did it anyway, Erica. And now you're stuck with him. You got 2 kids with the nigga. And now he's sitting here, I'm sorry, I'm a fool. Y'all gotta go on Shade Room or just Google it or something and just see the shit he was posting, talk about, I gotta get my family back. And I made a mistake. I made the dumbest mistake I've ever made in my life. Boy, fuck you. Shut up, Safaree. Just ridiculous. And my homeboy is actually good friends with Safaree, so whatever. But you're a mess. You so Jamaican. Safaree's so Jamaican. And I usually love that about him, but that shit, oh my gosh, like it was just ridiculous. Erica, don't you let that dick call you back, girl. Don't do it. I just had to cut one of my favorite dicks off too. It happened. Let it go. He be lying. That's a big old dick though, but whatever. All right, next. Okay, very quick. So his name is Kabi Lame. It's the guy that always does like, he does something really simple and be like that guy. I thought he was very entertaining, very proud of him and his blog. He's definitely skyrocketed, right? And with him, the post I see is and I hope I'm saying his name right. Kabi Lame. He surpasses Charlie D'Amelio on TikTok, TikTok, for having more followers. He has more followers on TikTok than her. Now, as somebody who just got on TikTok, right? I really don't understand this shit, y'all. I'm an Instagram person, and I got on TikTok, and I got a lot of followers on TikTok very fast. I got like 11,000 followers in like 4 days. I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. And so I appreciate it, and I understand how quick things can go on there. But where the issue was coming with this is it was the New York Post. They posted something like, damn, I should have wrote it down. It was like homeless are fired like street worker. I don't know. It was just they didn't even say his name. It was just like former cabin worker or some shit passes Charlie D'Amelio or whatever on TikTok. So there was the fact of that was disrespectful to call this man anything but his fucking name, because you wouldn't do that to that little white girl y'all was just talking about. So you know, I don't like that shit. But it does bring up the conversation of TikTok and Instagram, which I'm currently having so many issues with Instagram. I'm currently live on my second Instagram page because my regular Instagram page has me banned from going live. I don't know what the fuck I did. And now all of a sudden, y'all, it's like every single fucking day I'm getting a violation for something on Instagram. So it's like, I want to take it over to TikTok, but then I don't even fucking understand TikTok all the way. So it's like, it's just things. I've had my Instagram page since like 2015. Never had a problem. Everything I say, everything I do. I posted this one post. It was thanking people for knowing my worth, even when I don't. This was like a while ago. Instagram deleted it. They were like, it goes against the community guidelines. I said, bitch, how? I ain't cussed not one time, and I like to cuss. I ain't cussed not one time. I was telling people, thank you for being nice to me. And Instagram said it went against the community guidelines. So it's just, with social media, it's both TikTok, both Instagram, probably main ones, because those are the ones that have a lot of creators on there. Both of these platforms have a reputation for putting Black creators in a fucked up position. On TikTok, it's infamous for a little Black girl makes up a dance or makes up a fucking song or something, and then it's a video somebody just sent me, and they took the sound off that girl's video. She made the fucking song. They took the sound off her video, they muted it. And the white girl that did it over, they gave her the credit as the creator. And I just feel like it's, again, when these decisions are made, these algorithms are being set up, or however the fuck. Why is there nobody in the room that says, hey, this seems a little fucking racist. This seems a little biased to Black people. This seems a little fucked up to Black creators. And the unfortunate part is most of the very popular TikToks, it's Blacks, it's little Black girls that make it up. Before I got on TikTok, my daughter was always on TikTok. So I thought it was for kids. I thought it was a dancing app. And for me, baby, I don't dance. So I thought it was a dancing app, but I would just always hear that TikTok is giving these little white people credit for the things that Black people create. And it comes to the point where I'm just waiting for some Black person. If it's the Diddy won like a Lifetime Achievement Award or some shit tonight. If it's the Diddy's or the Dr. Dre's or somebody with a whole bunch of fucking money to make a platform that is more fair to Black creators. I think that's what we need to do. Sitting here bitching and complaining about what the white man is doing to us, they're going to keep fucking doing it. It doesn't make a difference. TikTok and Instagram seem like they're all trying to find ways to act like they're making this more inclusive. But like I said, even with all my complaints with Instagram, Tiana Taylor, phenomenal singer, bitch look like a goddess. She put up a post. She was like, why are my last 3 posts taken down? And why are my daughter's pages locked out? Instagram is doing the weirdest fucking shit over there. And I just feel like it's only a lot of Black people complaining. So what the fuck is it? Anyway, shout out to Kabi Lame. I'm gonna make sure I'm pronouncing his name right. Shout out to you, King, for coming up and surpassing the little white girls. I'm proud of you. Great job. All right, this one's a little hard to talk about. There was a friend of mine, Leonie. Shout out to Leonie, my good sis. She's my big sis, and she sent me this story of a 1-year-old. It was a 1-year-old little boy, so cute, and he was with his babysitter. And the babysitter apparently, she beat him to death, essentially. She said that she was sending the mom text messages saying shit like, "Oh, he bad. He keep getting into shit. I don't know how this is gonna work. I can't watch him while I'm taking a nap." I read all the text messages and I didn't screenshot them for this, but the first thing was, "I can't take a nap when he's over here." And I don't know if I know the context of this or not, but if I leave my child in your care to watch my child, bitch, you shouldn't be taking naps while my 1-year-old is up. He's 1. Why are you asleep? So that was strike 1 for me. But then she went on saying something about a soap, and the little boy must have ate soap or something. So either way, I think she must have sent the mom a picture of the little boy. His face was, badly bruised and swollen. It was, I don't know, but whatever she saw, it scared her. She got there immediately. She left work, ran over there. And when she saw her son, the point of it that really made me so fucking sick is that the baby was bleeding from his ears. He was bleeding from his ears. She called the ambulance. They got him to the hospital. And she was saying, his babysitter is saying he ate soap. She believed the girl because obviously she trusted this bitch enough to leave her baby with her, So it's when they got him into the hospital and they doing scans and trying to keep him alive that they say, no, he has blunt force trauma. He's bleeding from his ears. And so it just shows that she beat him. She killed him. And I believe he was on life support for a couple of days. I'm not sure how many days. When I got the news, he had already passed away. But he was on life support for like a day or two, I think. I'm not sure. And then he passed. And it was just, it's the saddest fucking thing, bro, because it's a kid. It's a little kid. It's a 1-year-old. Like my best friend said, Micah, Big Mike. Micah's son is 9 months. He's about to be 1 soon. And so I can't imagine somebody physically doing something like that to a baby and then coming up with all these excuses. And for me, I have 1 kid. I have a 9-year-old. She's my pride and joy. But I don't know what anybody could have said to me. Because prison I wouldn't even have given a fuck. I don't know what anybody could have said to me to keep me from fucking this bitch up. To know that you beat a 1-year-old. Like a 1-year-old is like this fucking tall, y'all. Like they're little as fuck. And he was such a cute little kid. And let me say this, I'm not doubting he wasn't bad. But little kids be bad. They do dumb shit. They don't know what the fuck this is. They want to figure it out. So he probably was getting into a lot of shit. And he probably was touching a lot of stuff. And he probably was very active. But I just don't understand how as an adult, and I don't know if this girl was the mother either. Her name was Kamora Hodges. That's the killer's name. And the mom's name was Taylor Starks. I don't know. I don't know what type of evil that has to be, man, to do something like that to a little kid. But I feel terrible for his mom and I feel terrible for the family because I can't imagine. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. You know what I mean? I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And what the mother was saying, what Taylor was saying was, it was just a lesson for a lot of young mothers out there. When you have to go to work and you have to leave your kid with somebody, you just have to be careful. And again, I'm sure she trusted this girl. And she even said when she was telling her about the soap and all this other shit, she was like, she believed her. She believed that maybe he did get something and that's why he was swelling, but it was when they took him to the hospital that they realized he was bleeding from his ears. And you have to visualize what type of trauma that had to be for him to be bleeding from his fucking ears. A 1-year-old. So I got the chills. Like I feel so bad for that baby. And in situations like this, I'm very sentimental. I talked about the Texas shooting, the Robb Elementary shooting. And I feel so bad for the parents. And I just don't know what you say to a parent that's trying to be consoled in that situation. And even with her, I'm sure nothing anybody can say to her is beating her up more than she's beating up herself for leaving her baby with that bitch. You know what I mean? So and then you got to think about it. If he died like that, was this the first time she abused him? Who knows what else she could have did to him? This reminds me a lot of the story, and I can't remember the little boy's name, but his mom and his stepdad ended up getting arrested for killing him. And it was like just abusing him. They had him locked in because they thought he was gay. So they locked him in closets, they beat him. And I think one of the last things was he like slammed him into a wall, and the poor thing passed out. He was already feeble as fuck. He had bruises everywhere. It's just, oh gosh, it's just really fucked up. So again, I implore everybody, if you ever see something weird, you ever see a kid that looks like they need help, you should call somebody. I'm going to call somebody. I wouldn't give a fuck if I was wrong or not, but something seems wrong with this kid. This kid has black and blue bruises. They're very malnourished. It'd be little weird shit like that. And in this baby's case, in Taylor's son's case, he didn't seem to have any of that. He was just with a fucked up person, and she killed him. You know what I mean? And I'd like to believe that regardless of whatever justice may be served, when she's in prison, them ladies gonna fuck him up. Because not everybody's in prison for killing kids, right? A lot of bitches is in prison for killing a nigga that killed her kid, or for fucking up somebody that harmed their kid. So it's those women, right? It's those moms that can't be with their children. I can't wait for them to get a hold of this bitch in prison, because it's all fun and games until you meet your match and they fuck you up. Because everybody can beat up a 1-year-old, but it's me and a few other bitches that would love to have 5 minutes with this hoe, because we dragging this bitch by her hair, by the plaits, by the wig, by the braids, dog walking this bitch. And I hope that that's what happens to her in prison, because it's a baby bitch, a 1-year-old. And then you came with this stupid ass fucking story about soap, bitch. Anyway, rest in peace to that baby. I couldn't find his name in the thing that I was seeing. So rest in peace to that baby. And, I'm just really sorry about that. A quick update on the Robb Elementary shooting. The governor said that they're demolishing the school. And that made me cry. That made me cry too. Because that whole story is just so sad, man. And I think that's the tasteful thing to do. He said there's no way we can ask any more kids or any more teachers to go back in that school. And I agree. You know what I mean? And even since the last time I did a podcast, there was video inside of officers in there with rifles and body gear and everything. And they were inside the building, inside the school. And they never went and got that nigga. Another 50-something fucking minutes passed before they did that. I know all these families are going to sue, and all these families are going to make millions of dollars off this, but it's very little compared to losing a child. And again, I'm a mother of a 4th grader, or going to 5th grade now. That was them baby's last week of school, y'all. I told y'all I was fucked up. I was crying every fucking day about these kids, because I just can't imagine, so I just, again, rest in peace to those babies, rest in peace to those 2 teachers. And one of the teachers, her husband, had a fucking heart attack while he was planning her funeral. So rest in peace to him. And I hope that their 4 kids, they have 4 kids. I hope those kids are okay, I know they're not okay, but I hope those kids eventually, I don't even want to say make peace with it, but I just hope better days are coming for them, bro. Like it's just that all those kids that went to school with them and now have to go back to school, it's just such a traumatizing. I'm traumatized, and I wasn't even fucking there, but you just get so. I didn't send my daughter to school for the last week of school. This happened like 2 weeks before my kid was out of school, and I sent her that week, and the last week of school I just didn't send her, and she just so happened to be sick too, so it worked out. But I don't think I would have sent her. I just feel like you just never know. It's just so weird. So rest in peace to those babies, and rest in peace to those teachers. And, demolish the school, build a new one, they'll be fine. All right, last thing I want to cover, because I gotta go. This Roe versus Wade decision, right? Oh, I put notes. I got notes for y'all. I'm gonna give y'all some facts. All right, Roe versus Wade. So before that, Roe versus Wade, Cliff Notes version. This was the case that made it illegal to not allow abortion in the US, right? So women were able to make a decision depending on what state. I know there was different weeks that the baby had to be before you were allowed to have an abortion or not have an abortion. But the Roe versus Wade was that monumental case from a very long time ago. So ever since Roe versus Wade, we have been able to have abortions if we needed to have an abortion. So they just overturned that shit this week. What's today? Today's Sunday. So they overturned it last week. And within minutes, oh, I guess I'll say hours, within hours of the Roe versus Wade being overturned, all these states made abortions illegal. So these states, abortions are 100% illegal in these states: Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri, Oakland, South Dakota, and Utah. So if you're in any of these states, abortion is now officially legal. It took them no fucking time. In Wisconsin, they say they have a 19th century law. So I'm guessing just saying it's a really old ass law that's banning nearly all abortions, but they have a Democratic governor, and him and the attorney general are claiming they will not withhold that law. They'll let women have their abortions if they need to, but I don't fucking know how. Idaho, Tennessee, Texas, Mississippi, North Dakota, and Wyoming have laws in place. They have the laws already written up. They're just waiting to pass them. So they'll pass them any day now. So Idaho, Tennessee, Texas, Mississippi, North Dakota, and Wyoming will soon also be states where it's no longer legal to have an abortion. For a lot of these, it says, based on the new passing or because it was overturned, it says people are facing years in prison. So doctors are facing years in prison for performing an abortion. So if you're the doctor that performs an abortion, you're facing years in prison. And it says that women not to be prosecuted for receiving one under current law. So I'm not sure about that, because I thought if I want to have an abortion and I go get it, I'm also in trouble for that. That's what I thought. But from what I read before this podcast, it's saying that if you perform the abortion, you're going to prison. If you got the abortion, then you're fine, which again is also insane. I even heard before they canceled it, it was like if I drove a bitch to get an abortion, I'm an accomplice. So I'm going to prison. It's like, damn it. So it's just insane. There's more. Hold on. So then it says California, Oregon, and Washington those are three states that are saying they're going to expand their abortion ability so women can come to their states and get abortion. So these states are completely against this bullshit. They're like, you know what? We were always pro-choice, and now that all these other fucking states are saying you can't, we're going to expand it, maybe make it more available for women that want to do it. So again, that's California, Oregon, and Washington, all seemingly very good states. Mind you, I live in Florida. Florida not on either one of these lists. However, like 2 months ago, Florida passed a law making it illegal to have an abortion after 15 weeks. I don't know what it was before, but for Florida, I know my abortion laws. It was 15 weeks and on, you cannot have an abortion anymore. And I mean, I guess I can kind of understand that. I mean, you find out what you're having at 20 weeks. So that's a baby. You know what I mean? But whatever. Because the bigger issue with these is that the biggest issue with this law is that the law still stands if you were raped, and the law still stands if it's incest. So if a dad, which if you're aware of the fucked up things that happen in the world, this is a very reoccurring thing. There are many fathers, grandfathers, uncles, pastors, whomever, family-wise, I'm sorry. So fathers, uncles, dads, brothers that rape their children. And so you're telling a young 12-year-old girl that maybe got raped by her fucking dad that she has to give birth to her child/sibling because some fucking white man in the room said so. A woman walking down the street, 7 o'clock, it's just starting to get dark. She walks past the alley, she gets dragged in the alley and raped. She is now forced to carry this child to term and have this child because a bunch of men decided what we get to do with our vaginas. And my thing is, I've only been pregnant once, right? I've never had an abortion. But to know that that's not an option for me if someone literally violates me. You know what I mean? It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. And furthermore, I don't know if people understand how close to death we come when we give birth, right? Giving birth, especially Black women, right? There's so many stats on that about how we get treated worse. We've died so much more in hospitals when we give birth, because for whatever fucking reason, white people think we just strong as fuck. And when we say we're bleeding out and it hurts, we don't really mean it. Doctors have been quoted, actual doctors that have gone to universities have been quoted saying they feel like we don't feel pain the same way other people feel pain. Because niggas just, because we had slavery and y'all did all this shit to us, we just extra strong. That's not the case. So just imagine the fucking standing that we're in now. Black women automatically are dying more. All women are at risk of dying every fucking time they give birth. And you're telling a woman now she has to do all this. Maybe she's a virgin. Like, what if she's a virgin? It's a virgin getting raped by somebody in her family. And because a whole bunch of men said it, and a whole bunch of very misguided women, because there's a few fucking women that seem to sign on to this too, because you guys said it, these girls, these women are now forced to carry a child to term, put their fucking life in danger, all because a man felt like, I wanted her and I want to take that. Now, what I was saying to some of my friends is, way back when abortion was illegal, there was a lot of meeting people in the alley and going in these little back rooms and stuff like that and having abortions. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but it seemed very fucking barbaric. And I don't think it would have to go back to that. I think people will still probably be doing, bootleg abortions in offices or in rooms or whatever, except the only thing I hope is that when they do go this illegal route, there's been so many advances in medicine and in this type of procedure that if they do have to go that route, this woman's life is not 50-50. You know what I mean? It's not 50-50 that she dies if she chooses not to have a child. I'm so disappointed in everybody that we really came to the point where, fine, if you want to stay pro-life, I'm definitely team, okay, fine, you 20 weeks pregnant, or you 30 weeks pregnant. 37 weeks is technically full term. You 37 weeks pregnant, you decide you don't want to have a baby, bitch, you're gonna have to have this baby. Like, you had weeks and months to decide that you didn't want to have this child. But in some states, I know abortions were illegal after 6 weeks. I didn't even know I was pregnant till I was 9 weeks pregnant. You know what I mean? You don't even know you're pregnant sometimes until you're like a good month or two in. So I'm amazed. Like, I'm shocked that this is really what we've come back to. And I know all the conspiracies about it, where it's like, this is the white man's play, right? There's a book, some Jewish man that wrote it, which is crazy, but it was a book. It's an old book. And it was basically like 60%, the stats are that like 60% of abortions are by white women. And they are very scared that us niggers and others, all of us colored folks, are gonna come, pollute up their fucking gene pool or whatever. It's not my fault white people like niggas. We don't want y'all to like us. At this point, when y'all like us, y'all came and took us from Africa, brought us here, and been treating us like shit ever since. It's not really anyone's goal to appease the white man. But apparently this is one of the places. Honestly, I'm interested, or I'm convinced, or I'm willing to believe any conspiracy theory you bring up, because for you to say, if you're a young girl and you're raped by your father, you have to have that baby. What the fuck reason for what? What reason would we have to uphold a law like that? And it'd be different if you said, in cases of incest, in cases of rape, we will allow you to get rid of a child, but you're forcing a woman. I can't fucking believe it. And shout out to California. What I said again, the states that are trying to expand their availability for abortions for women because of this are California, Oregon, and Washington, right? So shout out to that. California seems like it's always been pretty advanced. Like, California was on the weed thing before a lot of other states were. So shout out to them for that. But I just feel so bad for us and what we have going on. And I feel like my homegirl Cookie, she said, you know what? All these women that are agreeing with this barbaric ass ruling, I hope when your husband's side bitch gets pregnant and she got to keep that baby because abortions are illegal, I hope you keep that same motherfucking energy when you got to sit here and raise this child, right? Maybe sis didn't even want the baby, right? She was just fucking your husband but now she got to keep it because that's what you said, right? What Micah was saying, shout out to Big Mike, because we talked about this, obviously, is where the white women at? Where you at, white women? I want y'all to go storm the Capitol, because us niggas, we know so much we can do. We can't storm capitals and do shit like that. But for all the white women, please, wave your underwears and throw your bras, do something. Go save the fucking day like y'all swear y'all do. Go fix this, right? I'm trying to see what happens. I think I saw there was a man on top of like a bridge or some shit like yesterday. It was crazy. But I'm waiting for white women to have an uproar, right? Because this is insane. Like, this is insane. I just never thought that it would be this. And I feel crazy every time I say, so you trying to tell me if I get raped, I got to keep my rapist child because you fucking said so. So I don't know. I just, we're in very strange times, you guys. I don't know. Like, Joe Biden can't like do a decree or something. That's a king. I don't think presidents. What is it? Presidential decree? Is that what it's called? The presidential decree? No, it's presidential pardon. I don't understand how we got here. That's all I'm saying. I just don't know how the fuck we got here. I don't know how we got to, if you get raped or you get incest, you have to keep your baby. But this is the state that we're currently in. This is what our world has now. I don't know how the law necessarily works like that. I don't know if people are going to protest and have a fucking fit until it comes back. But I do remember when this was happening. It was a couple months ago. And I remember watching MSNBC. And I'm like, this shit crazy. And I wrote down all the laws, but it's the fact that once it was passed, so many states just said, boom, it's like within hours, you guys. If it was passed at 12 o'clock, by 3, it was like 6 states. Abortions are illegal here. You have to have that baby, no matter what happens to you. And I don't know if you guys have ever listened to Republicans, or not even just Republicans, because maybe some of them are Democrats, but if you ever just listen to men try to justify what happens to us when we get raped, if she didn't want it, her body wouldn't react to it. Our body doesn't react to it, you fucking idiot. You know what I mean? We are held down and forcibly penetrated and ejaculated in. And because my fucking ovaries work, that's where baby comes from. It's not because we wanted this. You know what I mean? And that's the logic. And I don't understand how the fuck we in 2022, we didn't survive COVID and all this other shit. And here we are now. And the solution is, bitch, if you get raped, you got to keep that baby. So for all the states that are sticking to it, shout out to you. Florida, you said 15 weeks. Don't be on that bullshit. Again, I am very much so pro-choice. Like I said, I've never had an abortion, but I do respect every woman's right to have one. And honestly, there are so many kids. I'm very partial to babies, and there's so many kids that I know that are in such fucked up situations with their actual birth parents. And it's because they didn't want these fucking kids. And I don't know if they couldn't afford an abortion or if they were just scared to have one, but it's almost like the kid, I don't know, would the kid have been better off not being born for the simple fact that it's being fucking abused and treated like shit while it's here, and you're forcing, and not to mention the fucking overpopulation, bitch. We got too many people on the planet already, and you forcing bitches to have these kids. All I'm saying is, guys, be very selective about your penis and your vaginas. Please be careful who you do this with, because you may be stuck with this baby if you don't want to have a kid. And that's somebody who wanted mad kids and only ended up having one. There are a lot of women that don't want children ever. And this is her right. Maybe she feels like she's going to be a pissy mom. Maybe she will be a shitty mom, but it's everyone's right to do that. And I'm amazed that here we are now in 2022, and white people I say white people, let me be nice. Men are telling us what to do with our ovaries, right? Even when we're raped, and even when our fathers or uncles or brothers are fucking raping us, we have to have this ancestral child. It's just insane. So the last thing I got on here is some of the penalties. Abortions cannot be performed unless it's to save the mother's life. So if I was pregnant and having this baby was going to kill me, probably like ectopic pregnancy, that's when the baby is like stuck in one of the fallopian tubes. The egg is supposed to get fertilized, travel in the fallopian tube, and then go in your uterus, hooked to. Don't ask me why I know all this. I told you guys I'm a baby fanatic. I know all about this shit. So if the egg doesn't come out of the fallopian tube and gets stuck in the fallopian tube, that's ectopic pregnancy. And usually the mother loses the tube because the baby obviously cannot grow in that. So I guess in those situations, you're able to get an abortion that won't send you to prison. However, if it's not, in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma, you face 10 years. 10 years in prison for performing an abortion. That is not a result of the mother probably being in jeopardy. So if she just didn't want to have a baby at 6 weeks and you did it, you can go to jail for 10 fucking years. What? That's more time than some rapists get. That's more time than people get for abusing the same children they probably didn't even fucking want. So because you got rid of a child in a very early stage, you get 10 fucking years in prison. And in Missouri, bitch, it's 15. You get 15 years in Missouri if you perform an abortion on a woman and her life was not in danger. So this is just very weird times, you guys. Very weird fucking times. And I feel like it, more than any time ever before, this is when we just really need to be careful about who we fucking, especially if you live in one of them states I mentioned, because abortion isn't an option. And you have to go to Cali or what I said, Cali, Oregon, and Washington. Those are the only states. And in Florida, you got till 15 weeks. And I don't even know how that works with insurance and shit. I don't know how abortions work, but it is our right to have one. Women, it should be our body. It should be our choice. And I know we've been preaching that shit from the mountaintops, but somehow Roe versus Wade still got overturned. And it's like, Joe, do something, Joe. Do something, Joe. Stand up. Help us, please. So with that being said, be careful who you're having sex with because you may have to keep that baby, and that makes a lot of shit a lot more realistic. Please follow us at Let It Say It For You on IG, Let It Say It For You on YouTube, Let It Say It For You Just You on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Again, we just celebrated 3 years a couple weeks ago on June 19th, made 3 years for the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. See, I made both episodes up. I'm gonna post them both tomorrow. And I still got to do an episode this week. So I'll be back once I get some more tea from the world. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you. Good night.